Thank you very much.
There was no.
No, it was just a presentation. On the agenda, Ted Noftall. Ted.
Thank you, Mayor. Ted Noftall, Chickadee Drive. Back on October the 20th, two items were tabled totaling just about $1 million in utility department studies. The motion that tabled those two expenditures said it would come back after an I&I workshop, which then took place roughly a month later on November 17th. My question to you is, where are those two items?
I don't know the answer to that, Ted. You want to get the answer? Tell them where we're at.
Sure. We're having a, again, this all kind of will be wrapped up. We're having a 26 workshop where we're going to talk extensively about water. I think bringing up two studies that the council's not ready to vote on or didn't really appreciate at the time, to bring that up again before we have a water workshop would probably be a little too premature. So I'd like to wrap up the water workshop, see where we sit with everything, utilities, finance, and all that, and then go ahead and maybe re-engage on asking for the studies. But it's been clear to me that council's kind of not interested in spending a lot of money on studies right now. So we'd like to present more information, make sure it's clear, and see if that's the way you'd like to proceed afterwards, and then we'll bring them back to council.
Mayor, when I look at that agenda for that meeting, water is indeed on it. The utility billing guidance, fluoride, and White Acres. I don't see any discussion items on the master plan for utilities, and that's what those items we're dealing with. If the agenda is going to be amended, and that's going to be part and parcel of it, I mean, I can see the point, but I don't see it on the agenda as I read it here now.
Yeah, we haven't sent out the agenda yet, sir.
Okay.
So it is going to be included on it.
I believe I said we were going to talk utilities and water. It's a whole conundrum of things that we need to chat about.
Yep.
And I don't want to go forward with a study until all those things are clearly defined and we have strategic guidance on where to go.
Mayor, the second point I have on water is I see in a memo from the manager to council that he wants to use Burton and Associates yet again to come back and do something on water for us. And the first question I have is, it says under the city manager's approval authority. May I assume that's under $25,000? Is that the authority we're referring to?
I believe that contract was under $25,000. I'd have to check on that, but we just signed an ordinance that gave me a little more latitude on some of these documents as well. So let me double check on that and get back to you.
I'm glad you brought that up, manager, because it's not a little more authority. As I read it, it's unlimited authority.
It's not unlimited. It depends on how you interpret it, I guess.
Well, I guess I'm interpreting it such that it is unlimited, and as was pointed out here at our last meeting, this is not something even that has to be reported on. The manager may, but he's not even compelled to do it. But in any event, back to Burton again, Mayor. As I remember the last two presentations, you all weren't impressed with their product at all. So why are we going back to that well again?
We'll come back to that during the discussion. Okay?
During what discussion?
We'll talk about water. Right now, Burton's.
Sure, we can talk about the Burton contract as well. Yes.
But the Burton contract has been let, to be clear.
It has. We're using them under my authority as a city manager to use them to conduct information so I can make informed decisions.
Yep. So, Mayor, we're going to talk about it after the fact.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Comments and concerns